When someone is secretly in love, their actions often speak louder than their words. Love, especially when unspoken, reveals itself in the smallest, most subtle ways. A person may not openly confess their feelings, but their behavior, body language, and the way they treat you will always tell the truth. Whether it's the way they look at you, the effort they put into being around you, or the little things they remember, love has a way of making itself known even when hidden behind silence. You may have noticed someone in your life who treats you differently, but you're unsure if it means something more. They might not say they love you, but their eyes linger a little longer, their voice softens when they speak to you, and they always find a reason to stay close. Love often makes people act in ways they don't even realize. A man who is secretly in love might get nervous when you're around, find excuses to talk to you, or even show subtle jealousy when you give attention to someone else. These signs aren't random. They're his way of expressing emotions he isn't ready to put into words. Sometimes, love hides behind selflessness. A man who prioritizes your happiness, supports you without expecting anything in return, and listens to you with genuine interest isn't just being nice. He's showing his feelings through his actions. When someone deeply cares, they remember the little things, they notice your moods, and they try to be there for you even when you don't ask. They make sacrifices, put you first, and go out of their way to make your life easier. Even if they never confess, their efforts show just how much you mean to them. Unspoken love is also revealed in the way a person tries to impress you. He may subtly change his appearance, act differently when you're around, or highlight his strengths in an attempt to stand out. He wants to be noticed by you, even if he doesn't say it outright. Whether it's dressing better, cracking more jokes, or suddenly sharing his achievements, he is subconsciously seeking your approval. His body language also gives him away. Leaning in when you talk, mirroring your movements, and maintaining eye contact longer than usual. Even when he tries to control his emotions, his subconscious reactions reveal the truth. Love, especially the kind that is kept secret, is a powerful emotion that influences behavior in ways people don't always recognize. If you've ever wondered whether someone is in love with you but too afraid to admit it, paying attention to their actions will give you the answers. Words can be held back, but emotions always find a way to slip through. The way he treats you, prioritizes you, and reacts around you all serve as undeniable clues. Even in silence, love speaks, and if you look closely, you'll see the signs that reveal what's truly in his heart. 1. He stares at you when you're not looking. When a man is secretly in love, his eyes often reveal what his words do not. He may not openly express his feelings, but his gaze lingers on you when he thinks you're not paying attention. This is not just casual glancing. It's a deep, meaningful stare filled with admiration, curiosity, and emotion. He watches you in moments when you're lost in thought, laughing with friends, or simply going about your day. It's as if he's memorizing every little detail about you, from the way you smile to how you react to different situations. This kind of staring is subconscious. He might not even realize he's doing it, but his heart pulls his eyes toward you naturally. It's different from a fleeting glance. It's consistent and filled with depth. When he sees you, his expression softens, his eyes light up, and he might even lose track of what's happening around him. There's a silent longing in the way he looks, almost as if he wishes he could say something but holds himself back. However, the moment you turn to look at him, he quickly looks away, pretending he wasn't watching. This reaction is a clear sign that his feelings are strong but hidden. He doesn't want to be obvious about his emotions, either out of fear of rejection, uncertainty about your feelings, or simply because he's not ready to confess yet. His eyes betray him in those unguarded moments when he lets his guard down and allows himself to admire you from a distance. If you catch him staring often, it's a strong sign that his heart holds feelings he hasn't yet spoken aloud. His gaze speaks louder than words, revealing emotions he might not be ready to admit. 2. He remembers the little things about you. When a man is truly in love, he pays attention to even the smallest details about you. It's not just about remembering your birthday or your favorite color. It's about noticing the little things that most people overlook. He recalls the way you like your coffee, the song you hum when you're happy, or the fact that you always get cold in air-conditioned rooms. These tiny observations show that he listens when you talk and values everything about you, no matter how insignificant it may seem. This kind of attention to detail is not something that happens with everyone. When someone has deep feelings, their mind naturally holds onto things related to the person they love. He may bring up something you casually mentioned weeks ago, surprising you with how well he remembers. It could be a small story you told about your childhood, a random food craving you had, or even the way you reacted to a certain situation. His memory isn't just sharp, it's selective, focusing on things that matter to you because, in his heart, they matter to him too. His ability to recall these details also shows how much he genuinely cares. It's not about making an effort to impress you, it's just that his feelings make him notice and remember effortlessly. He may adjust his actions based on what he remembers, like playing your favorite song when you're upset, or getting you your favorite snack without you asking. These small but meaningful gestures reveal the depth of his affection, proving that his love isn't just about grand romantic moments, but also about truly knowing and appreciating you on a deeper level. 3. He finds excuses to be around you. When a man is secretly in love, he will look for any possible reason to be near you. It won't always be obvious, but if you pay attention, you'll notice that he somehow always ends up where you are. He may not openly ask to spend time with you, but he will find subtle ways to be around you, whether it's joining the same group activities, showing up at places he knows you'll be, or offering to help you with something even when he doesn't have to. His presence in your life isn't a coincidence, it's intentional. He creates opportunities to see you, talk to you, and be part of your world. Maybe he suddenly takes an interest in a hobby you love, or frequently asks mutual friends about plans just to make sure he can be included. Even at work or school, he might choose a seat near you or find reasons to cross paths throughout the day. It's his way of staying close without making it too obvious that his feelings are deeper than he lets on. You might also notice that he volunteers to help with things that involve you. If you're struggling with something, he's quick to offer assistance, even when he has no obligation to do so. It's not just about being helpful, it's his way of showing that he cares and values the time he gets to spend with you. He enjoys your presence and doesn't want to miss any chance to be around you, even if it means coming up with small excuses just to make it happen. His actions may seem casual on the surface, but they are a clear sign that he's drawn to you in ways he may not yet be ready to admit. 4. His body language changes when you're near. When a man is secretly in love, his body language reveals what his words might hide. The way he acts around you is noticeably different from how he behaves with others. Even if he tries to control his emotions, his subconscious reactions give him away. His posture, facial expressions, and small movements all change the moment you're near, showing signs of nervousness, excitement, or deep admiration. One of the biggest giveaways is his physical orientation. When he's interested in you, he will naturally face you, even in a group setting. His body will lean slightly toward you, as if he's drawn to your presence without realizing it. He may also mirror your movements. If you cross your arms, he might do the same. If you take a sip of your drink, he follows. This subconscious mimicry is a strong sign of emotional connection. His hands and gestures also reveal a lot. If he's nervous, he might fidget, adjust his clothes, or run his fingers through his hair when you're around. If he's confident, he might stand taller, square his shoulders, or position himself in a way that makes him seem more noticeable. His eyes are another major clue. He might maintain deep eye contact, or if he's shy, he might look away quickly after making eye contact, as if he's afraid of revealing too much. Even his voice might change. He could unconsciously lower it to sound more attractive or soften it when speaking to you. Small details like these show that he's affected by your presence, whether he admits it or not. His body language speaks the truth. He feels something strong for you, and no matter how hard he tries, he can't completely hide it. 5. He gets jealous, but tries to hide it. When a man is secretly in love, jealousy becomes one of the strongest, yet most hidden emotions he experiences. Even if he doesn't openly express his feelings, his body language, expressions, and subtle actions reveal that he doesn't like seeing you close to someone else. He may not admit that he's jealous, but the way he reacts when you talk about another guy or spend time with someone else speaks volumes about his true emotions. His facial expressions often change without him realizing it. If you mention another guy, his smile might fade for a second, his eyes may narrow slightly, or his tone might suddenly become less enthusiastic. He may also start asking casual yet curious questions, like, "So, who is he?" Or, "Are you close to him?" as if he's trying to gather more information without making it obvious that he cares. His voice might sound neutral, but there's a slight tension behind his words. Another sign is how he behaves when you're around other men. He might suddenly become quieter, distracted, or act a little distant. On the other hand, he might try to subtly compete for your attention, cracking jokes, talking louder, or doing something to stand out. Some men even pretend not to care, but their actions betray them. They may avoid looking at you when you're talking to someone else, or suddenly become less responsive in conversations. Even if he tries to hide it, his jealousy is a clear indication that he sees you as more than just a friend. His emotions come out in small, unguarded moments, revealing that deep down, he wants to be the one who has your attention and affection. 6. He listens to you more than anyone else. When a man is truly in love, he listens to you with an intensity that sets him apart from everyone else. It's not just about hearing your words. He genuinely absorbs what you say, remembers the details, and makes you feel like your thoughts and feelings matter. Unlike casual conversations where people nod absent-mindedly or get distracted, he gives you his full attention, making you feel heard and understood. His focus on you is evident in the way he reacts. When you speak, he maintains eye contact, leans in slightly, and responds in a way that shows he's truly engaged. He doesn't just wait for his turn to talk. He processes your words, asks follow-up questions, and remembers things you mentioned long ago. Whether it's a random childhood memory, a favorite food, or something you were worried about, he brings it up later, proving that he values what you share with him. Another sign is how he reacts when others are speaking versus when you talk. Even in a group, his attention shifts when you start speaking, and he listens more carefully to you than to anyone else. If you're sharing something personal or emotional, he doesn't brush it off. Instead, he offers comfort, encouragement, or support. His patience and willingness to listen show that he cares about your happiness, struggles, and dreams on a deeper level. Even if he doesn't express his feelings directly, the way he listens says it all. He values your words, remembers the small things, and makes an effort to understand you. His quiet attentiveness is a strong sign that his heart is more invested in you than he might openly admit. 7. He supports you without expecting anything in return. When a man is secretly in love, he becomes your biggest supporter without asking for anything in return. His actions are not driven by obligation or the hope of getting something back. Instead, they come from a place of genuine care and deep admiration. Whether it's your goals, dreams, or even the smallest daily struggles, he's always there to uplift you, encourage you, and help you in any way he can. You'll notice that he's the first to celebrate your successes, no matter how big or small. If you achieve something, he genuinely feels happy for you, sometimes even more than you do. He encourages you to go after your dreams, reminding you of your strengths when you doubt yourself. If you're struggling, he offers his help, whether it's by giving advice, lending a hand, or just being there to listen. He doesn't keep score or expect a favor in return. Your happiness alone is enough for him. Even in situations where he doesn't benefit at all, he still stands by your side. If you need someone to talk to at odd hours, he's there. If you're going through a rough time, He checks in on you, making sure you're okay. His support isn't forced or dramatic. It's consistent, quiet, and reliable. Others may come and go, but he remains, proving that his care for you is real. The way he supports you without any expectations is one of the purest signs of love. He wants to see you happy and successful, not because he hopes to gain something, but because your happiness genuinely matters to him. His actions speak louder than words, revealing a love that is selfless, deep, and unwavering. 8. He gets nervous when talking to you. When a man is secretly in love, his nerves often betray his emotions. No matter how confident he usually is, being around you makes him feel different. He may try to act normal, but his body language, voice, and small habits reveal that he's nervous. It's not because he's afraid of talking to you. It's because he cares about how you see him. His feelings make him overthink his words and actions, leading to subtle but noticeable signs of nervousness. You might notice that he stumbles over his words, even when talking about simple things. He may start a sentence, pause, or correct himself midway, as if he's trying to make sure he says the right thing. His voice may become slightly shaky, or he might clear his throat often. If he usually speaks smoothly with others, but seems a little awkward around you, it's a strong sign that you make him feel something special. His body language also gives him away. He might fidget with his hands, play with objects like his phone or a pen, or adjust his clothes repeatedly. If he's sitting, he may shift in his seat, and if he's standing, he could change his posture frequently. Sometimes he might even blush or avoid direct eye contact because he feels overwhelmed by your presence. At the same time, he may laugh more than usual or try to cover up his nervousness with humor. He wants to impress you, but is unsure of how to do it. His nervous energy is proof that you have an effect on him, and no matter how hard he tries to hide it, his emotions show through his reactions. 9. He prioritizes your happiness over his own. When a man is secretly in love, your happiness becomes more important to him than his own. Even if he doesn't openly express his feelings, his actions show that he puts your needs, comfort, and joy above his own, sometimes without you even realizing it. His love isn't about grand gestures, it's about the small, consistent ways he prioritizes you in his life. You'll notice that he goes out of his way to make sure you're happy, even if it means sacrificing his own comfort. If you're feeling down, he does everything he can to cheer you up, whether it's by making you laugh, offering support, or just being there when you need someone to listen. He genuinely enjoys seeing you smile, and your happiness gives him a sense of fulfillment. Even if he has other plans or things on his mind, he won't hesitate to drop everything just to be there for you when you need him. He also considers your feelings in every situation, whether it's choosing a place to hang out, making decisions that involve both of you, or even changing his own behavior to make you feel more comfortable. He always puts your well-being first. If something makes you uncomfortable, he avoids it. If something makes you happy, he encourages it. His concern for you isn't just out of kindness, it's because your happiness genuinely matters to him on a deep level. Even if he doesn't openly admit his love, his willingness to put you first speaks louder than words. A man who prioritizes you in this way is just being nice. He cares about you in a way that goes beyond friendship, revealing emotions that he might not be ready to say out loud. 10. He texts or calls you for no reason. When a man is secretly in love, he finds excuses to stay connected with you, even when there's no real reason to talk. He might randomly text or call just to check in, share something small, or continue a conversation that didn't really need a follow-up. These little moments aren't accidental. They're his way of keeping you in his life and staying close to you. You might notice that he sends messages that don't require a response, like, "Hope your day is going well," or "I just heard this song and thought of you." Sometimes, he might text about something random just to keep the conversation going, even if it's not important. It's not about what he's saying. It's about the fact that he wants to talk to you. Even if the conversation ends, he'll find a reason to restart it later. With calls, he might pretend he needed to ask something small, but the conversation somehow stretches out. If he doesn't normally call people often, but calls you, it's a clear sign that he enjoys hearing your voice and wants to be part of your day. He may not always have a specific reason to reach out, but deep down, he just wants to feel connected to you. These small but frequent interactions show that you're on his mind. He doesn't wait for special occasions or important discussions. He just likes talking to you. Even if he's not ready to admit his feelings, his actions make it clear. He values you, misses you when you're not around, and wants to be part of your life in any way he can. 11. He subtly tries to impress you. When a man is secretly in love, he will naturally try to impress you, even if he does it in a subtle way. His goal isn't to show off to the world, it's to catch your attention and make you see him in a special light. Whether through his achievements, skills, or personality, he wants to stand out in your eyes and hopes that you'll notice the best parts of him. You might see him putting extra effort into his appearance when he knows he'll see you. He adjusts his hair, wears his best outfits, or even starts using a new cologne. He wants to look his best around you, even if he acts like it's just a coincidence. If he's usually laid back about his looks but suddenly seems more polished when you're around, it's a sign he cares about how you perceive him. He also tries to showcase his skills or strengths in front of you. If he's good at something, whether it's sports, music, problem solving, or even cracking jokes, he'll make sure you see that side of him. He may casually mention his accomplishments or step up in situations where he can demonstrate his abilities. It's not arrogance, it's his way of proving his worth to you without making it too obvious. Beyond physical appearance and skills, he'll also try to impress you through his kindness, intelligence, or sense of humor. He might go out of his way to be extra helpful, share interesting facts, or make sure you laugh when you're around. Every little effort he makes is his way of saying, "Look at me. I'm someone worth noticing." Even if he never directly confesses his feelings, his subtle attempts to impress you speak louder than words. 12. He treats you differently from everyone else. When a man is secretly in love, the way he treats you is noticeably different from how he treats others. Even if he tries to act normal, his behavior, tone, and attention toward you will always stand out. He may be friendly with everyone, but with you, there's an extra layer of care, warmth, and focus that he doesn't show to just anyone. You might notice that he listens to you more attentively, remembers small details about your life, and makes an effort to be around you even when he doesn't have to. He might be playful and teasing with his friends, but with you, he's more considerate and protective. Or, if he's usually quiet and reserved, he might open up more when talking to you, revealing sides of himself that others don't get to see. His kindness toward you is also different. He goes the extra mile to help you, whether it's carrying something heavy, offering you his jacket when it's cold, or checking in on you when you're feeling down. He prioritizes your needs, even in small ways, showing that your happiness and comfort matter to him more than they do for others. You might also notice subtle signs of nervousness or excitement when he interacts with you. He may fidget, smile more, or try harder to make you laugh. His energy around you feels different, like he's more aware of his actions and words because he genuinely cares about how you see him. No matter how much he tries to hide his feelings, his actions will always reveal the truth. The way he treats you compared to others is one of the strongest signs that you hold a special place in his heart, even if he hasn't said it out loud.